name is Nina Zomley, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make Snickerdoodle cookies. For this instructional video, you are going to need granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, baking soda, ground cinnamon, cream of tartar, salt, 2 large eggs, and 2 sticks of unsalted butter. Now, all you're going to need to make this is 1 baking sheet, 2 bowls, and a spoon. If you have a stand mixer, then that'll be a lot easier, but I don't have a stand mixer with me right now, so we're just going to have to make do with 2 bowls. They'll still work fine. We'll just get an arm workout with it to go. Your first step in baking these cookies is going to be preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After you have that, you are going to have to take 2 sticks of butter, which equates to 1 cup. You're going to put the butter in your mixing bowl. I melted mine a little bit just so it's easier to mix. But if you have a stand mixer, then it wouldn't really matter. So after you add your butter, you are going to have to add your sugar, and you're going to have to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. You add your 2 cups of sugar. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, that was 1.5 cups, not 2. And then after you added your sugar and your butter, then you start mixing. And we will come right back once this is all mixed together. Now the butter and sugar is all mixed together. You're going to want to make sure that the consistency is nice and fluffy so that there's no lumps or anything like that in there. Then your next ingredients that you're going to add are 2 large eggs. Crack that in there. I definitely just got some shell in there, but if you get some shell, you can just take it out. And then, before you add the next ingredient, which is going to be vanilla extract, you're going to want to mix that up. It doesn't have to be completely mixed together, because you are going to mix it more when you add vanilla extract, but just that level will be fine. And then next, you are going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Take that, just pour it right into the mixture. And then after you have that, just mix it all together. These are going to be your wet ingredients. You have to make your wet ingredients separate from your dry ingredients, and later we will add our dry ingredients to this mixture here. For the dry mixture for these cookies, you are going to need 2 3/4 cups of flour. I'm just going to add the flour in first. You can level the flour with a knife, and you'll gain a far more correct measuring, but seeing as these cookies aren't for a special or professional occasion, it's okay just to even it out by shaking your cups a little bit. And for your next step, after you have added your flour into the dry ingredients, you are going to add 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Now what this does is, this is strictly unique to Snickerdoodle cookies due to the fact that it makes them very chewy and soft and gives them that kind of feel that you think of when you think of Snickerdoodle cookies. Just gonna add that in. Next, you have to add your baking soda. Baking soda, make sure that the cookies rise in the oven. It's a very important ingredient. And and you're going to be adding half of a teaspoon. Just add that right to the mix. And then you are going to have 1 teaspoon of salt. And just like that. Here you have that. You just mix it all up. And next we are going to mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Now that we have both our wet and dry ingredients, you are going to slowly add your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients. This is a lot easier if you have a stand mixer, but since I am lacking one of those, you're just going to add a little bit of the flour into the wet ingredients and slowly start mixing. The reason you do this is because the flour won't mix properly into the wet dough if you just mix it all together at once. And it keeps from it getting messy. I'm just going to slowly add this in. Now that you have your dry ingredients mixed with your wet ingredients, just mix it all together until it starts forming dough. And now you have yourself some Snickerdoodle dough. The next step for this is going to be you are going to refrigerate this for 20 to 30 minutes. This is because Snickerdoodle dough tends to be really sticky, so you're going to want to make sure that it's easily handleable when you actually make the cookies. So we're just going to pop this in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes and we will be right back. While that cookie dough is in the refrigerator, we are going to make the cinnamon and sugar topping that we are going to roll the dough in. So what you're going to need is sugar and cinnamon. So you're going to put in half a cup of sugar. That was a bit more than half a cup, but it happens. And then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. It doesn't really matter what kind, as long as it's ground. 1 and 2. And then you are just going to take any utensil, I'm just going to use a fork, and mix it all together. This isn't going to take too super long, and you should end up with a consistency like this, where just very brown sugar. This is probably the easiest step. It has been 20 to 30 minutes and now your cookie dough is going to be nice and pliable to do the fun part, making the actual shapes of the cookies. Now if you want to do this really professional, then you're going to want to take a spoon and measure out each cookie that you're going to make, but personally I just kind of reach in and try and make them about the same size. You're going to take them in your hands and you are going to make it into a little ball, and then you are going to take your cinnamon and sugar mix, and you're just going to coat the entire ball in your cinnamon and sugar mix, and you're just going to line them up on your baking sheet and repeat the process. This was my favorite part of baking when I was little, baking with my mom, because it's really fun just to mess with cookie dough, and I would always eat a bunch of the cookie dough. So you're just going to do this until your pan is completely lined with cookies, and then we will be right back. Now that you have your little cookie balls, you're going to take these, pop them into the oven, leave them in there for 9 to 11 minutes, and you'll have some really good looking cookies after that. Thanks for watching. I love you.